wise angels to guide me always with insights, wisdom, compassion, genuine authenticity, and deeper truths. A lot of people are realizing that somebody is simply just being authentically themselves. Excuse me. I'm following the rhythm here, collective, and I feel like there are a lot of us in the collective who are baffled, confused, okay, and might have misjudged somebody's character. The message here is a lot of these people are realizing that one is and was simply just being authentically themselves. They are in fact learning that someone was just simply being themselves, and they misjudged this person. You being that character, collective. I should have said that in the first place, I don't know why, but I have this habit of speaking it in that way, if you will. Trying to just put this together as I channel, but you being the one being misjudged, collective, okay? A lot of people are realizing that you were just simply being your authentic self, and they misjudged you for who you are. They misjudged you for your character. And they are learning that you were just simply being yourself. I have cards already laid out here. I've been shuffling. And this is changing things. You being a catalyst, and was that catalyst in their lives in this matter, because I'm getting that there were multiple people who misjudged you for your character, but you stepped into their life as a catalyst. And this is changing things. This is changing things, okay? They are just somebody, you having to be this very eccentric, alluring, and I'm getting the word ethereal. Ethereal is that the word, very ethereal energy, right? You just having to go about your business and keeping your wits to yourself, keeping your business to yourself, and just simply just living your life in the way that you know feels right to you, collective. And a lot of people misjudged you for this. They misjudged you for your character. They misjudged you for the things that you are taking action on in your life. Okay. But you are just somebody who mind their own business, staying connected to their truest self. Okay, and I'm getting that in this phase of your life, like you being this, you know, it's like I'm getting this energy of you choose to be this way. You don't really care about what one has to say about what you look like, how you move in life, and how you even make your choices, your decision making. And you know what's so interesting about this collective is that this comes with flaws. You know, people misjudge you a lot, And it's not like they even took the time to even really get to know you, but made a lot of assumptions about you that were not true. So they kind of just had this perception of you and perceived you as somebody else. But they never actually really took the time to get to know who you really are, you know, so it wasn't even in their place to speak about whatever it was that they spoke about to anyone about you, because they weren't really sure about who you actually are. They're not really sure about who you really are, you know. It takes one, you know, to get to know another person. But in this case, it's like they misjudged you for how you were living and how you were choosing, making decisions. Perhaps it's quite different from the rest. And that's why they misjudged you. That's why they judged you. You know, you're somebody who is just out here, yeah, perhaps. This card came out first, open-minded, and then I had asked for clarification, and then soul-searching came out. So you're somebody, soul-searching, projection, I'm gonna go into that, and sensory came out, okay? But with this card, it's like you're just someone out here who, you know, you wake up and you make your own schedule. You let your intuition take you there. And some people judged you for this because they choose to live their life the way that they live, right? It's quite different from yours and how you take actions. And so there's a lot of misjudgments here, and perhaps a lot of projections. You have, in fact, experienced a lot of these projections. And a lot of these projections, quite frankly, what it truly means is, you know, you being who you are and certain about who you are and how grounded you can be with yourself. You know, these projections, these were people who didn't even really know what they were doing in life. Perhaps unsure about which step to take for themselves. But when they see you, it is like you know where you're going with your direction. Even though I'm getting here collective, even though, you know, that comes with flaws, like people are really misjudging you, people are really misunderstanding you. I think these people just can't mind their own business. You know, they've really created a whole narrative about you, and it's like they couldn't stop talking about this narrative. They couldn't stop putting all of the attention and energy in this narrative that was created. And now that it has been created, people can't help but to keep talking about it. It's pretty interesting. So you being the person minding your own business and just staying connected with yourself, with your truest self. You really just having to tap into your utmost, highest self. And perhaps that may be what is so alluring about you, because you have such a different way of looking at the world. And these people who have been projecting onto you, these people you have come across being a catalyst in their life, they misjudged you and misunderstood you for your character. You having to just simply be you, you know. Anybody who, anybody who rejected you, it's kind of funny how the world works, right? I'm looking at this from a bigger scale, outside looking in, because it's like, for those who haven't really taken the action to self-actualize themselves, to really get to know their own, and even really like staying true to themselves, you know. There are a lot of people out here who want to be authentic. Okay, and I'm following the rhythm here. This energy is coming through right now. There are a lot of people out here who want to be authentic, but have no idea what it's like, what it is like to live that kind of life. And coming from that point of view, coming from your point of view, collective, because you are the one who's being seen as somebody authentic here. You are the one who's being seen as somebody living a very authentic life. But you see, they're misjudging you for this. Because having an authentic life there's quite a fair share of tribulations and challenges and obstacles that one has to face, much like everyone else. Although it is different, but it doesn't mean that you're not it doesn't mean it doesn't come with lessons. It doesn't mean that it doesn't come with consequences sometimes. You know, like hard consequences and hard lessons that come with being authentic. Everybody wants to be authentic, but they don't actually know what that looks like from their point of view. It's not quite what people think and perceive it to be, therefore you being misjudged because of your appearance, right? You're being misjudged for what you look like and how you live your life and how you make your choices, but it's not like one actually sat down with you and really gotten to know you and your life. I think that the reason why your life is being seen as someone like out of this world is because you're in this constant flow of following your intuition. And that's not normal to societal standards. Perhaps there's a lot of like magic happening behind the scenes, you being seen as somebody ethereal. I don't know if I'm saying that word correctly. Very ethereal, out of this world. You having to follow your intuition, being guided by your own intuition. You live your life by following. You live your life by following your intuition. I suppose that's a choice, right? That's a choice. Anybody who is, and I wrote this down, anyone who's ever rejected you, you know, anybody who's ever rejected you or is bothered by your peace is somebody who is triggered by your, they're triggered by your eccentric ways, your personality. You get rejected because they don't know how to be around you. You get rejected because perhaps in this case, you move different than everyone, so they don't know how to really approach you. And so anybody who like rejected you or is triggered by you, it's like they miss an opportunity. It's kind of like that. They miss an opportunity to actually really get to know somebody who's quite like, there could be something here for you. Like if they were to just give you a chance, if they were to just get to know you, there could be something there. There could be something here for them. But they reject you instead because they don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to be around you. You know. But there's also this energy that I'm getting that some people are really getting to know that you're actually very, you're not that bad to be around, collective. You are, in fact, not that bad to be around. Some people are realizing that it's like they get to experience you. And then once they get to experience you, it's like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. This isn't what it's like I'm getting, this isn't what other people think it is. This isn't what other people have been saying it is. You know, like, this narrative that was created about you, right? Earlier when I was talking about this narrative that was created about you, it's like I'm getting a group of people in town, right? They talk and they talk, and one person in the group is going, you know what, I gotta find out for myself who this person is. That's funny. You know, there's a group of people here and they're talking about you, collective. And, you know, they have all kinds of things to say about you, right? And then there's that one person in the group that's going, do you guys actually believe that? you know, this could be a curious George. I just heard a curious George. A curious George. This is somebody in the group who's going, are you sure? Is that even true? You know, and then they're going, I have to find out how to get around this collective because I need to find out for myself who they really are. You know, perhaps this person in this group, I'm gonna pull up a card for this one. I'm using this deck, okay. This thick ass deck. I had this was made over time. This is actually 2 decks. And I finally put them together last night. It was just that moment, that time. You know what? I'm gonna put these 2 decks together. But I didn't actually make them all in at one time. It was just made, you know, over time. Yeah, they want to know who you really are. It's like they're tired of listening to what other people are saying about you. They actually want to be around you to know for themselves who you are. They want to experience you for themselves. This person is like hearing other people talk about you, and they're kind of tired of hearing about you, collective, and they want to find out for themselves. They want to experience you for themselves. Interesting. Tell me more. I don't understand. Ooh, that's too many cards. By the way, I love this energy, and I also love how this deck feels in my hands. Like, so much more expanded, this energy. Okay, as I tap into this energy and as I shuffle these cards, it's so much more expanded, and it's quite interesting how people are waking up to the fact that, you know, they were wrong all the time. Like, there's so many people in the collective right now that's like, huh? Dumbfounded, like, I was wrong the whole time. And these are people, collective, okay? These are people who they do a lot of things that they get away with that are bad. They do a lot of things, they take action on a lot of things that they get away with, but it doesn't benefit anybody. It's a loss, literally a loss for themselves. You know, you being this catalyst in their life, whatever this comes with, what does this catalyst come with? What does this catalyst come with? Going back to what I was saying about that person in the group, you know, they're the type who actually do a lot of self-reflection on themselves. So when they hear this group of people talk about you, collective, they're just like, I'm curious as to why you guys keep talking about the collective. You see, and they're also somebody who perhaps believe in also soul searching. They are one to soul search. They are one to reflect a lot. They are one to question a lot of things. They're a curious George, like I said. So they like to get to the root of things and to find out the truth of things. So that's that. You being a catalyst, you know. It comes with like people mistreating you because you are a catalyst. People try to test you or try to manipulate you. It's very twisted. Here comes that trickster card, the trickster face, the trickster energy that's coming through. You know, it's like they almost cannot fathom that you could be that person that can actually shift things and like shift people's perspective or bring some kind of insight. They almost cannot believe or fathom that you're that person. And you know why that is? I think the reason being is because this whole time they thought they have one over you. They have leverage over you. That's why they can't fathom it. They can't accept the fact that you, collective, you are the one changing things. You are the one shifting things, because the whole time they thought they had leverage over you. They had something over you. Well, what do they have? Anyway, they're not, in fact, what they say they are. They may be like pretending that this is me, this is who I am, and they talk a lot of talk, but they don't walk it like they talk it. Walk it like they talk it. You know what I mean? They don't walk it like they talk it. Walk it like they talk it. They don't even believe what they preach. They don't even believe what they preach. And when they come around you, it's like they have to pretend like they know what the fuck they're saying, but they don't even actually know what the fuck they're saying. They just want to have one over you. It's a trickster energy. They aren't actually walking it and talking it. They're not, they're not taking action on the things they're actually preaching. But you being that person in their life, you being you came into their life for a purpose. You came into their life for a purpose. You were meant to be purposeful in their life. You were in fact meant to bring some kind of insight to change something inside of them, because they are not who they say they are. So it's like you having to step into their life, it's like you're exposing their flaws. You're exposing their manipulations. You are exposing their ego. It is in fact maybe the ego that you're dismantling. Your energy dismantles false, right? That's what a catalyst does. It dismantles the ego. It dismantles what is not. So you expose them by just simply engaging, simply existing around them. And they reject that because of course they're going to get triggered. So instead, they try to manipulate and try to get their way because the ego gets in the way. Well, I know who I am, and you know. And then you're like, well, perhaps, but you just talk a whole lot, but you don't actually do is what the purpose is. And because you're eccentric and you could be a neurodivergent and you're just somebody who is, you know, you've got multiple personalities. You're not somebody that's the purpose though, I think. That's the purpose though. You're useful. You're useful. That's the whole purpose, is like, they're supposed to I guess they're supposed to misjudge you. I guess they're supposed to perceive you. They're supposed to perceive you, and then that's where they go wrong. That's where they fuck up. You know, because your energy is true. You aren't actually someone out here tricking people. You're not tricking people. You're true. But their intention is to trick you, and just by you simply being you, that triggers them, because they have to manipulate and trick people to get their way, but you just simply exist and things work out for you. I focus on service and follow my higher purpose. It's written in the stars, destiny. I got the Merapi, the diamond star. This is the seven sisters Pleiades. The seven sister Pleiades, okay? And I'm using the Star Temple Oracle. These are different types of feminine energy archetypes. And I got Merapi, and I'm going to read to you what it says on the booklet here. I focus on service and follow my higher purpose. Your purpose is, perhaps in this case, you having to step into their life as a catalyst, and you just simply existing around them, you know, it makes them question who they are. That's the purpose. They're supposed to question who they are because they don't know who they are. You purify, you amplify, and you're committed to that service. That's the purpose. The diamond star sustains commitment, devotion, love, and abundance as a neutral amplifier of energy. Right? The diamond is a precious stone that enhances purity, clarity, and commitment. It provides a clear link between the crown chakra and the divine, thus heightening clear cognizance, clear psychic knowing. The diamond star cleanses the aura of anything that conceals a person's inner light, allowing their soul to shine out into the world. Merapi supports you to unveil your soul's aspirations and magnify your spiritual awareness. So these people you come across that have misunderstood you, they haven't really quite known their spiritual awareness, their own inner knowing, if you will. Merapi being it the priestess. The Merapi archetype is the priestess, okay? And this is the faintest star of the Pleiades star cluster. She is white and violet in color, but often not visible to the naked eye. So, chakra being the crown, all-knowing, claircognizance, okay, spiritual awareness. Crystal being it, the diamond. She is the divine priestess, medicine woman, and shaman archetypes. Her galactic gateway is the crown chakra that expands claircognizance and connection to higher streams of universal knowledge. So, being it, the priestess, they hold a lot of spiritual knowledge that perhaps one needs to know. So these people that you've come across, collective, they needed to be provided. You needed to provide for them the inner spiritual knowledge that you hold that they neglected. So it is in fact their loss. They had that opportunity, but they rejected you because of one's ego. She is a voice and leader of unity, transformation, and balance in the world. You being that balance for them. She is a devoted practitioner of spiritual enlightenment and growth. As a highly intuitive coach that inspires others by example, she is a woman that holds sacred space for divine ritual and soulful practice for collective evolution. Merapi personifies wisdom and harmonic consciousness. You can't, and look how beautiful this card is. Look how beautiful she is. It's like people overlook that. People overlook that. There's something very, very special about divine feminine energy. There's something very, very, very special about a divine feminine's energy that magnifies, that others can't help but to overlook. And so when they do, they miss an opportunity. Because they, in fact, carry such knowledge that you can't really pick up on anything on the outside. You know, this is an inner knowledge that one is carrying. You can't get that type of value anywhere else on the external. You know, that's just something that one carries within them because they've gained this through experience. They've gained this through experience. People have wronged you, collective, and they've underestimated you because you carry such knowledge, but very out of this world energy that they can't help but to overlook you. You just have that inner knowing. It's not your fault. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. Jeremiah 17, verse 7. And I'm going to end it here. I'll see you guys in the next. I love you. Take care.